They laughed. Not a cruel laugh, just one of those soft, dismissive chuckles that parents use when they think you're being dramatic. But that laugh was gasoline. And I was done pretending I wasn't holding a match. We were sitting at the dinner table. My mother had just poured herself another glass of wine. My father was talking about how generous my sister was, how she gives without keeping score. And then she looked at me, smiling. You could learn something from her. That was it, the breaking point. I stood up, calmly. No shaking hands, no tears, just precision. I gave you $33,480. The room froze. My mother blinked, her fork halfway to her mouth. "That's not giving," she said finally. "That's just being a daughter." Her words landed like frost. Cold, clean, final. That's when I realized I'd never been a daughter, just an ATM with emotions. We weren't always like this. Growing up, I believed I was the lucky one, raised by parents who taught me that love was duty, and duty meant sacrifice. When my sister wanted something, I gave. Tuition, down payments, emergencies. Every time she called crying, I wired money before she finished the sentence. They'd say, "You're such a good sister." But when I needed help, silence. I told myself it was fine, that love doesn't need to be balanced. But then I saw the receipts. My sister had borrowed 30 grand for her startup. It failed, or so I thought. Until one night, scrolling online, I saw her face on a boutique website. New logo, new name, same products. She hadn't failed. She had rebranded. And the investors? My parents. I stared at the screen, my pulse slowing. So this was it. The truth beneath all those family dinners and "we're proud of you" speeches. They'd built a family business with my money and decided I didn't need to know. The betrayal didn't explode inside me, it settled. Quiet, heavy, like a surgeon preparing for an incision. I spent 6 months planning. I didn't confront, I observed. I went through bank statements, traced wire transfers, recorded phone calls. I found documents my sister had signed using my name for tax benefits. A clever little trick that could have gotten me audited, or worse. So I built my plan, step by step. First, I pulled every cent I could from our shared family accounts. I was listed as a co-signer on the emergency fund, my security blanket. They never thought I'd touch it. Next, I filed a report with the tax office, anonymously. Identity misuse, fraudulent business claim. I attached every document, every email, every signature. And finally, I called the bank, the one that held the deed to their house. Because remember that loan I helped them refinance 3 years ago? The one I co-signed out of love? They'd missed 2 payments. All I had to do was withdraw my authorization. It took 1 signature, 1 quiet afternoon. When the fallout began, I didn't watch it unfold in person. I read it in pieces. Emails, messages, panicked voicemails. The investigation froze their accounts. My sister's boutique was temporarily closed due to legal complications. And my parents' mortgage? Called in full. They sold the house, moved into a rental. And still, they never called me directly. Only once. My mother's voice, small and trembling, asking, "Why would you do this to us?" I almost laughed, because she still didn't see it. She still thought I was the one keeping score. The dinner confrontation happened 3 months later. By then, they were living in my old apartment, the one I'd offered years ago in case they ever needed it. They invited me for dinner. I went, not to gloat, but to finish the story. My sister sat across from me, pale and quiet. My father avoided my eyes. My mother, still proud even when broken, poured me wine like nothing had changed. Then she said it again, about my sister's generosity. And I realized they were rewriting history in real time, pretending none of it happened. That's when I stood up. I gave you $33,480. They froze. My mother's smile cracked, but she didn't apologize. She just blinked, confused, like math had never been her strong suit. "That's not giving," she said softly. "That's just being a daughter." And I smiled. Then consider this: me finally learning how to stop. After that, I walked out. No raised voices, no tears. Just the sound of the front door closing, the click echoing through their empty home. I never looked back. People think revenge feels like fire. It doesn't. It feels like still water. Quiet, reflective, absolute. Now when they call, I don't answer. Not out of anger, but out of peace. Because some debts aren't meant to be repaid. They're meant to be remembered. And some daughters stop being daughters the moment they start keeping score.